if you go to your top view and you take your building, let's try rotating it. Okay. I don't know, I'm just going to rotate it a set number. And then I'm going to try to analyze that again. Okay, so the point is you just make a few little changes and see if it makes any difference. So I'm going to analyze the mass model again. This time I'm going to name it number 4, and I'm going to call it 40 window wall area and rotated. And run that one. Now my 40 window wall area has completed, so I'm going to select both of these and compare these two. Okay, so when I compare my 40% to my 80% window wall area, you can see that here, and you can also see it in my file naming. And if I want, I can rename this base case 80 window wall area, just so I know where I'm at. Then I compare the results by Control, Select, Compare. Upper left is the compare icon button. Come down, confirm that it is indeed 80% and 40% window wall ratio, and I compare 104 to 86. So it's a reduction of almost 20%, or of about 20%. And then again, I can look at all the other things, but mostly I really want you to just look at this number, total EUI. The idea is to try to get that as close to, try to get like a very significant reduction. Especially what you really want to achieve is you want your PV system on your roof to be able to counterbalance the electricity usage in the building. So I am having problems with my rotated one, so we won't look at that now. We'll move on to something different, but you get the idea. If you rotate it, you can kind of see an idea if the orientation is making a difference, which is something that could be of value to you guys. Okay, the question is, how do you save this? So you can print it to a PDF or you can export it. Yeah. So let's just make a PDF real quick. So I exported that, and okay, it's done. So a lot of people would like turn all of this stuff in. I don't really need all of this, okay, because it's just too much. Basically, I just really care about a few things. Like, pick like 3 or 4 things that actually kind of matter. The screenshot is useful, especially if it's showing a difference. And if you can, try to zoom in, though I don't know if that makes a difference. And then the EUI makes a difference, and some of these I think these things are incredibly useful if you want to get into that kind of detail of understanding what is causing the problem. So in the heating load, basically anything below 0 is causing your building to lose heat. Okay, in the cooling load, anything above 0 is causing you to lose your cooling through the envelope. So those are all bad things. You want to try to reduce those. Everything on the other side of the line is helping the situation. Okay, so that's pretty easy, exporting the PDF. Okay, so the next thing is, and I'm going to undo my rotation just to keep things a little simple here. The next thing is that you guys actually have pretty developed designs that I saw from the midterm. So you don't want to use this 40% window wall area, okay? And in fact, it's kind of distracting because the benefit, let's say you decided to orient your building this way. Of course, the design is rather boring, but there are some really good things about this because it's, you have the long side facing south for passive solar. It's also easier to shade. But the problem with this is that we have this east and west windows, which you don't want, and which you can change, but you already have design, so let's just put your windows on here. So to do this, the first thing you need to do is you need to make sure you're in this mode, show mass form. Okay, it doesn't really work. It's harder to do things in the other view. The next thing I should show you actually is how to change the levels. So if your levels don't match these levels, okay, and this is just pure Revit, you can just move them. So pick your level, and let's say your floor height is 12. These are basically defaulting at 10-foot floors. So you can move these to reflect your condition, okay? And I would suggest you do that because the floor-to-floor height is important. So I'm going to just stretch mine up now. And what I did is I just moved the levels up so that they're like 12-foot floor-to-floor height. Or you could use the 8-foot if that suits your project. So I'm back to my box, and what I want to do is put some custom windows on here. So let's click on our shape here. Let's edit in place. And then, just to review, there's some things we can do, that are kind of SketchUp-like. We could change the geometry, right? We know that, right? We can, all right, so let's just say, I'm going to just stay with this for now. Why do I care about the levels? I care about the levels because it doesn't like when windows overcross the levels, though it will handle it anyways if you need to do that. So you just kind of want to keep an eye on where your levels are and where your floor slabs are when you're drawing in the windows. So right now, to draw a window in, I click on a surface while I'm in my edit mask mode, and then I go find the split face command, which is right here. It looks like a computer monitor or something like that. Or you can just, well, there is no shortcut for it. Okay, so click on the split face, and then I get my drawing tools. So I can draw a rectangle, and if you notice, it's snapping to my the kind of UV settings of my building. If I change this to parallel to level, I can draw a rectangle kind of like that. So just try drawing some windows on your building, and you can use the the free, and I would try to keep them away from the edges, and you can switch yeah, it's a little hard. It's a little hard to do it. You can't switch mid-command actually, so just draw windows on your building, on a few facades, like 3 or 4. Make sure, I think I got out of the split face command, so make sure you're in the split face command. So to get that again, click on the surface, click split face. Once you click split face, you should only get a few options, 3 options here. That's how I knew I was in the wrong place. And there is a tutorial on this online, and I think in mine, that shows you how to draw, if you wanted to be much more specific, and how to draw reference lines on here so that your windows could be more precise. But I wouldn't really worry about that for you guys. Just try to keep it kind of eyeball it. It's okay. You don't need to be precise here. We're just trying to get a little bit of an idea of what, what's happening. So again, split face on a different side. Alright, I'm just going to do 2 sides for now, okay? I'm going to finish my mask. It's a really ugly facade. Okay, it's giving me an error message that says mask floors may appear incorrectly. I think what I did is, you see this one's too close to the floor slab, so it doesn't like that. So try to not have it intersect your floor slabs. So I'm going to just go fix mine real quick. Edit in place. My computer's slowing down now, so I'm trying to move it down. Anyways, I'm not going to bother. It's fine. I'm going to ignore that for now. Okay, finish your mass, and let's try to run another energy test to see the difference. Oh, there's something else we need to change before we do that. It's important.